In this video, we're going to be talking about, do you need to upskill? The big thing of do I need to upskill is I have to come back at you and ask, why do you want to upskill? Why have you considered it? And the reason why you think, well, maybe I need to upskill is a really good indicator is if you probably do. And I would have thought you probably do because you're probably thinking, and I hate to sort of be, guessing at this, but it would be like, well, I want to learn better clients. I want to charge more and do work I'm really proud of. So I guess I have to sort of upskill and improve my value to make that happen. And I think, yeah, you would absolutely be right. But it's important at the beginning to understand, what am I hoping to achieve? Because upskilling may not be the answer. But for most people, if you want to enhance your reputation and you want to earn more money, then yes, you have to upskill, because these additional skills and what you're going to learn will help you land those bigger clients. So how do I do it? Well, it's really, really simple, actually. I know I say that, but there are two things you need. First, you need to work out how you need to do it, and then you need to show it off to the right people, and that combination is deadly. So the first thing is, how do I do it? You need to educate yourself. Now, this will come from learning courses, reading books.
I'm for Abyssinia. Adam Dunn.
Holy crow, you can read!
Input.
Listening to podcasts, going to seminars, and investing in yourself, because although it is uncomfortable to spend money on those things, if you are taking the learning and you're retaining it, that's vital. So however you can do that, like actually I found, if anything, spending the money on it makes you take it more seriously, because if you get like a free course or a free download, the amount of free downloads that exist in a folder on my hard drive that I've never looked at is why I don't value them, because they're free. Where if I paid £100 for it, I'd read it straight away. So educate yourself, make notes, retain the knowledge, because this is the second bit, apply it. So many people love to hoard information. I'm talking about me here. And then I think, oh, I'm getting smarter because I'm reading books and I'm attending courses and doing stuff. But unless I'm applying that knowledge, it's irrelevant. And a good example of this is me watching cooking shows and reading cookery books. It's great to watch them, and I can buy all the books in the world, but if I don't bloody cook, I'm not improving. And so this is the problem. I've got to take that knowledge and I've got to apply it. And the reason why I've got to do this is I've got to understand what is working, what doesn't, because until up to this point, it's all speculative. Like cooking, I can watch a Jamie Oliver video that he'll say, this will take you 15 minutes. I'll tell him, well, it took me nearly 55 minutes, mate, and I was following your video and your book, and I don't know what I did wrong. However, that experience of doing it ultimately means I will get it wrong and I will fail. But as humans, that's how we learn. We learn through failure, and we learn slowly. So if you want to learn a language, an instrument, whatever it is, it takes a hell of a long time. But you do it through failure. You try it. If it fails, you try something else. If it works, you retain that information. You go to the next stage. It's the same for everything. So we have to learn from our mistakes. And this is the whole point. Upskilling is all about learning new stuff, trying it out, failing, finding a solution that works, and then moving forward. And what this does, as a side note, when you have all these examples of failure and success, you become lethal, because most of the other pretenders out there are just parroting what they read in books without actually doing it. And when their clients try to apply this knowledge, it doesn't work. They don't know why it doesn't work, because they haven't ever tried it out themselves, and they're fake gurus. So if you hear information that sounds generic, walk away, because they've probably copied it from someone they've heard it from. You need to find authentic, real experiences of where you failed, so you can actually work out what does work, because you've lived it. So that's the first bit. How to do it, do all those things. Next, show off these skills. If you want to work with ideal clients, they need to know that you possess these skills and that they work. If you don't, and if you don't show that, they're never going to know. So this is the way to do it. And the tricky bit with this is, it's very easy for me to say, oh, you just show the skills off, which is not helpful. We need to work out, well, how can we show it off? Because if I want to get better clients, but I'm working with small clients, but I want to get big ones, how can I show that? There's no disparity. And this is true, but we can kind of do it two ways. One, over deliver with the current clients you're working with. So if you are working with a small building company or like a local plumber, but you want to work with a bigger like national name, there are still overlapping problems and similarities. You can just go to town and really make sure you do an amazing job with that plumber, and use all of that experience to write a really compelling case study that when put in front of that ideal client, they can go, oh, he clearly understands my industry, did an amazing job with that plumber. Definitely this guy's worth talking to. So that's the first thing. Over deliver with your current clients. Do work outside of the project briefs. So anything you want to be known for, social media marketing, website design, whatever it is, copywriting, do all of that outside of what you were asked to do. So that builds an even bigger in-depth case study showcasing your skills. And then the other thing, which I've talked about this before, but I am a big believer in doing spec work, but not just fictional spec work for businesses that nobody knows anything about, but actually using pop culture, music, film, TV, anything like that to do rebrands, rewriting copy, new designs, new packaging of all these pop culture famous brands and people to then showcase what you would do with them. And a good example is I wanted to do a thing for restaurants. And I wanted to go, okay, how can I show that I'm really good at doing restaurants, but I don't have any in my portfolio? And bear with me here, but I wanted to do a thing where I was like, well, I was watching Game of Thrones and I was like, what would happen if you fast forwarded to the current day? What would the Lannister family be doing? What would all these characters be doing? And I was like, okay, so maybe Lannisters in the modern day could be a restaurant. And what type of restaurant would it be? And I wanted to take all of the main characters in Game of Thrones and I wanted to basically create restaurants and hotels based on their descendants. So Dany's, the dragon lady, would now be running like a barbecue place from like, imagine she's running like a Texas barbecue joint and it's all like flame grilled everything and it's all dragons. I would make that happen and do really cool branding. It's not too Game of Thrones, it's like an inner joke. I would really indulge myself at producing a cool brand identity for a barbecue place. And then, because I know that Amelia Fox is an actress, I could Photoshop current day pictures of her out and about or from her Instagram over the heads of people in stock photography working in restaurant mock-ups. So you've got this weird thing of you've got a Dany descendant who looks a bit like her working in a modern day barbecue place. I know it's a bit crazy, but the point being is if we take the reference from popular TV or film or music or whatever it is, that gives the person looking at it, they have all the context of where it was before. So imagine if you wanted to rebrand Doc Brown from Back to the Future, what would his actually like identity for his scientific lab look like if it was in 2022? It's that kind of thing. And what this does is it allows you to create a fun project which people like, they want to share. The clients get to see kind of what you're capable of and they don't hold you to it. There's no kind of, is this fake? Well, once I find out it's not real, I don't trust any of it. It's fun and enjoyable. And that's a great way of showing the skills you need to the ideal clients. And if you do that, it's absolutely worth it. Now, the caveat to this would be it takes a long time to gather those skills, and not everyone wants to wait to spend the time learning, testing, and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to go after bigger projects and land better clients, the other way to do it is not for you to upskill, but for you to partner with people who already have those skills. So if you wanted to learn photography but haven't got the patience or the time, you can partner with a photographer. And between the two of you, and if you bring in a web developer and an SEO expert, the four of you can actually, form quite a tight-knit team that can actually go and pitch and compete with a small agency to win the type of clients you want. So that's the other way. You can upskill yourself and invest in yourself and retain those skills forever, long term. Short term, partner with other people who already have them to win those big projects and see which one suits you.